And now for your weekly dose of metal. Here are your hosts, Morgan Danielle and Luco Blaze on The Metal Experience.
Woo! All right, we just heard an Act of Destruction song. That was Corpses of the Dead. And happy birthday, Jason from Act of Destruction. It's his birthday today? Yesterday? 2 days from now? Today.
A month
Perfect.
from now.
Depends on when this airs.
Month from now. And then we also heard new, I don't know, new Of Wolves track. Is that new? No Loss for Words by Of Wolves. I am Luco Blaze with Morgan Danielle, the chin hair of knowledge. Sitting to my left, Greg Master is roaming around here somewhere with
Someplace.
his
He disappears.
goofy leather hat.
Oh, boy.
You know how he does. Tonight we have on with us for the second time, some of you guys for the first time, but two of you for the second time, Endgame. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves and what you do in the band?
I am Tom Thayers. I play guitar.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, guys.
Mike Collada, I play drums.
Hi, Mike.
Greg Nolter, guitar.
Hi, Greg.
I'm John. I play bass and backup vocals.
Hi, John.
Hi.
Dean Leo, I'm on vocals.
Hi, DeLeo.
Dean Leo. It was one.
He's the guy from Stone Temple Pilots.
Nice. So the last time you guys were here, we got a little bit of a lineup change. A little bit. Couple additions. Two guys. Who are the new guys? Oh, here we are.
I'm pointing because you can see that on the radio.
Yeah.
Of course.
These guys.
Yeah, we had two new guys. Yeah, big change. Greg, obviously on guitar. We had Dave, who we started off as a one guitar band, and I came with a bunch of songs to the guys. I met with Mike, John, and our old singer Kevin, and we kind of rolled with a one guitar band for a while, and then we got in another guy, Dave, who was a friend of theirs, who was in a cover band, right? Yeah. Dave came on for about a year, and you know what? He had some personal things happen, and he decided to step down. So then we went on the search for a new guitar player, and we like everybody, had a bunch of guys out there.
Way too many bad auditions.
Way
We
too many
finally
bad
got Greg
auditions.
out.
Everybody plays guitar, and he came there. He's like the only guy that like he played like 3 songs like right off the bat. He kicked ass.
He
It was
played
like
all 4.
he play all 4.
played all 4.
Yeah, fuck man.
Yeah.
And
Tommy
I was
was the
pissed
first
because
to
I'm like,
swear.
it's like I fucking write this kind of shit that you can just fucking learn on a whim and come there and know everything. It's like I expect my shit to be harder, So.
What she said.
Yeah, I do got some heart. Yeah. Music-wise,
Yeah,
fellas.
there you
Yeah.
go. So Greg's been in the band for a little over a year?
Yeah.
Year in February. Happy anniversary.
Wow. Yeah.
Brand new guy.
Then so we rolled out with Greg, for 8 months or so, and then Kevin, we're at band practice one day, and he says, I think this next show is going to be my last one, and we all look at each other, and went, huh? And it was kind of sudden.
His exact words.
It was his
Pretty
fucking
much.
exact
I
words.
think he said, "Don't book any more shows."
Don't book any more shows, and he went inside. We all looked at each other. It's like, well, what are we gonna do? And so I don't think there was any doubt we were gonna look for another singer. And then we spent fucking months, just putting out ads for singers and everything. We had a few guys try out, and again, same thing with guitar. Everybody sings to a certain extent. It's like, everyone was like, yeah, screamers and everything
More
else,
bad
which is totally cool.
auditions.
Yeah, more band
Just be
auditions, and then
straight. They were
Dean
bad.
contacted us and had Dean out, and again knew our shit right off the bat, and
He was the least bad.
yeah. He was the least bad out of them all, so we're like, fuck it, we'll just take him.
Fuck it. Yeah.
We'll just take him, see what happens.
Are you able?
I want to go on record that I did all 4 of the songs at my audition too.
That's right.
He did. He did.
that-
But I didn't,
that
I didn't
gets you
write
into the
the
band.
fucking lyrics, so it didn't
Nailed
matter
it.
to me.
Are you able to discuss the worst audition or the most embarrassing audition?
I'm not going to name names,
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say.
I
without
wasn't
naming
asking for
names.
names. I was
the
just
one guy
asking-
that came with the tiny little practice amp that had to put it on top of Tommy's amp and butchered every song that he played with us was probably the worst. It was very uncomfortable.
Yeah. Vocal wise, it was a lot of guys just sending us tapes, and we were
tapes, like tapes,
Not tapes.
back,
I'm
Yes.
fucking
back in the old
old.
days.
8-track.
You know what I mean?
Holy shit!
It's all on laser disc.
MP3s and
Are we with Metallica?
Laser disc.
Yeah, they laser disc us some shit in the mail.
It was from QED Laser in Westmont.
Yeah, no. It was a lot of guys and a lot of cool. Listen, all great guys, all very cool guys,
Oh, for
and,
sure.
and a blessing that they liked the band. Some of them were surprises from other bands that were like, I couldn't even believe that the guy would want to be with us, but he was, and he wanted to, and it was a compliment, and like everyone that wanted to do it, it was a compliment that they wanted to be, part of Endgame, and that was, I think, very cool. But it was a matter of us being, I'm at a point in my life where I could be a little choosy, I think, and it was, I spent a lot of years in death metal bands and screamers and all that, and I love that shit. But it was like I'm thinking of something different. At this time in my life, I had a different mindset. I think than I did in years
You had a
past.
different end game.
I had yes,
Whoa.
Shit. We came
Wordplay.
full circle. We just
full
started.
circle in
Boom.
like the first minute.
Drink to that one.
There's only a few of us drinking beer here.
Yeah.
currently,
So
I've got water, it's okay.
like the
couple
band
water
in general, we got a pretty eclectic sort of lineup here. So Dean comes from more of my past of traditional metal, hair metal, things like that were, things from my past, and so I thought it was a good fit. And personality wise was really important. He was a cool dude, and so. Immediately we were like, that's the fucking guy. But the problem is this guy lives in like Afghanistan, so it's like whether or not he's willing to fucking drive all the way here.
It's not that far, but through all the fighting and melee, it's tough.
Roadside
all the roadside bombings that he has to avoid on the way.
Route 59 is brutal, but I don't know that it's that bad.
No, he comes from Bartlett, and we jam
Is
in
it that
Plainfield,
bad?
so it's an hour
A
ride.
lot of IEDs, a
And-
couple IUDs.
It's not anyone's in this band's first rodeo. As a matter
That keeps
of
you
fact,
from
but,
getting pregnant, right?
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Allegedly.
But
So before-
guys that travel that amount of distance that can do it for a couple months, and then it's like, I'm kind of tired of driving your house, So we didn't want that. But
What's cool is I spent 3 years in bands up in Milwaukee, so actually going to Plainfield cut my commute in half.
yeah,
So he's
Yeah,
like,
thank you, guys.
Yes, I'm totally in.
yeah, I'm not shy at all. So I blame, pretty upfront with them and told them, I'm like, look, if you got to know that you want to travel, and you got to commit if you want to really do it. Obviously, stuff happens, and if you don't want to do it, or there's something in the band internally that you don't like, I get it. But I need to know in your heart that you're willing to do that, And he convinced me, and
Actually, I have an announcement to make. Don't book any more shows.
I'm up. See ya.
The last interview, the last show.
yeah.
He out.
But speaking of that too, nothing but love for Kevin too. He's our man. We love Kevin to death, and we wish him all the best in the world. He's a good dude, and he served Endgame really well, and he was an integral part of the forming and what we are today. So it's like we've morphed quite a bit, but in the same time. You can't forget the past and what got us to where we're at right now.
Yeah, this is Dean, the vocalist. I want to go on record saying I'm a Kevin fan, and it was partly his vocals that brought the attention to Endgame from me and got me interested in
right.
joining. So.
Yeah, I remember you saying that, as a matter of fact. So that's pretty cool shit. I like that.
I don't remember him saying that.
Well-
I didn't hear that. I wasn't in that conversation. I'm not on Facebook, though, so that's probably why I didn't hear it.
John's not on Facebook.
Fuck Facebook. There, I swore for the first time.
We
Fuck
have
Facebook.
very long conversations about John on Facebook because he's not part of it. So fuck him.
Fuck it.
One day you'll just be like, okay, I'm going to get Facebook. And then,
And then you're going to read all the back messages and be like, these sons of bastards.
hey, I'm with you. I have no social media.
I personally
Probably
think
better off
John
that
has
way.
like 5 profiles and that he's stalking all of us with.
Well, I told him, I'm like, you don't even have to be a public profile. Just get one and make it non-public,
Yeah.
And that way you can be part of it, man. And
John's the profile of the hot chick that has
Oh, he is.
one friend that's...
I'm catfishing you guys. Is
Those
what I'm
weird
doing.
friend requests have been from you this
Yes.
whole time?
It's your name
What the
backwards.
fuck?
Well, I'm from Nigeria, and I'm trying to give you $500 million. I just need your bank account
oh,
information.
I just accepted your friend request, man.
Sweet. You'll be loaded soon.
Yeah.
Just send me
I know. I'm
50
putting the
bucks.
money in the bank tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
Awesome.
That's cool.
Excellent.
Do you need any Bitcoin?
Oh, my goodness.
So you already told us which track that you want to play first to introduce the world once again to Endgame. And this is with the current lineup, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So what is the first track that you want to play?
It's called Hold It Back.
And then what is that off of?
That is, it's our new single, actually. It was never recorded before. So it's the single we recorded when Dean joined the band as something to introduce him and the new sound to everybody.
Right. This is the only track that we have that is this lineup. We recorded it with Sean Johnson at Pressure Wave Studios. It was mastered by Black and White Studios, who's Matt Motto, right?
Matt
From
Motto.
DeSona. Yeah, very
Nice.
cool. So he mastered it. Sean mixed everything. We went down to Braidwood. We just recorded a song. We felt it was necessary right away because we didn't have anything with Greg on it, and Greg adds a completely different element to the band. He's a fucking shredder,
Not this Greg. Ignore this Greg.
Not the
Yeah,
Greg
not
with
that
the
Greg.
leather hat.
He's watching porn still.
Yeah.
God, I hope not.
Yeah, he's a shredder.
He's a dick
He's
shredder.
a porn shredder.
Jesus.
He's
I
the
can't
Ron
imagine what he
Jeremy
shreds
of
when he watches
guitar.
porn.
He's,
but that's
he's
cool.
watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle porn, I think.
No, but it
I believe
had
it.
had a lead in there for to kind of showcase Greg, I think, a little bit because we're old school. We do leads. A lot of bands don't really do that anymore, but we do a lot of lead work and stuff like that. And Greg's a big part of that. And obviously, Dean being new on vocals is completely different from Kevin, so it added a completely different element. So we needed to showcase what the band is today versus what we were when we recorded the EP back in 2015.
Well, very cool. Well, let's do it. Let's play Hold It Back. And this is just the single, right? It wasn't released. You said it wasn't
Right.
released.
It's going to be part of our 13-song EP coming up.
We're doing a double vinyl pressing, I think, if Tommy has his way.
Nice.
All right. Well, let's do it. Hold It Back by Endgame on the Metal Experience.
This is Justin.
This is Dustin
Austin's J&D,
of the So-Called Saints.
or so-called sense,
Tell your boys
or smile your boys.
you're listening to the Metal Experience.
Boom.
And we are back. We just heard Hold It Back by Endgame. Yeah! Woo! And I do got to say, it was a very, very good track.
Very
I do like
tasty.
it.
Thanks, man.
Very tasty.
With the new lineup.
And
Yes.
snap.
So is this song like the first time played like on the radio? Do you guys have it like online yet, or
Just on Reverb Nation.
Yeah.
That's it. So
not bad?
Yeah,
We have it for free download right now, so I think a couple people snagged it and
maybe
played
two. I think my mom downloaded it.
Yeah. No.
She's
How
rocking out.
cute.
She probably didn't. It's too loud.
Yeah.
That's too loud.
Don't play that music.
My mom did, and she'd be like, "Oh, honey, that's so nice.
Tommy, why can't you play with the nice boys, Tommy?
It's kind of got a country twang to it."
A country twang? Is that what I just heard?
Would you say that any of the music has a country twang to it?
Sure, yeah. I'll say it whatever you want.
Oh my goodness! So that track you released it as a single, and you said it's going to be part of a forthcoming full-length 74-track.
Yes.
Quadruple
Our opus.
LP.
It's our magnum opus.
Yeah. It's gonna be the box set. Yeah.
One song that's an
You know
hour
what?
long.
And I don't know
No,
if we
it's our.
discussed
It's
in
on. It's gonna be on our
detail.
greatest hits. Actually, we got a greatest hits album coming out.
We're probably going to re-record the whole thing, though, once we do the EP. But we wanted to get something out as fast as we could, just so we had, I guess as a band, although it's a hobby, we try and take it as serious as we can. So we're trying to create somewhat of a buzz, and so something to put out there, I think.
So then, with the CD, you guys doing a concept? Or are you doing just individual whatever comes out? Do you have new stuff, or are you going to re-record some of the old stuff, mix in with new stuff, or what's the plan?
Probably a little bit of both. The rest of the songs have been re-recorded and mastered, and then we've got 3, 4, 5 new ones in the works. It'll be on the next one.
Yeah.
The rest of the songs been re-recorded.
Yeah, remastered and
Just remastered with vocals. They took our guitar tracks and drum tracks, started over and remastered everything, and it has a different feel to it. It's a little bit grittier, which I like it. It was a little bit too polished, I think, to start off with, and now it's a little bit more it has that a grittier guitar sound, which is a little bit more my
and new
style.
vocals over the top of it.
And obviously Dean's vocals.
So
which-
we're going to hear the rest of them with Dean's vocals tonight.
yeah,
Everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we got 5 tracks for you guys tonight.
yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Don't hold it back.
So,
Music puns.
and so the other tracks that you had, did Dean record with the same guy you recorded with Mr. Motto?
Yeah. He
Everything's-
actually did them in his house. Dean recorded them in his house, sent him the tracks, and then Matt just took everything, mashed it all together, and remastered everything.
Matt did such
Dude's
a
pretty
great
much a
job
fucking
putting
genius,
old
which
tracks
pisses
and
me
new
off.
tracks
Like,
together.
totally.
Damn those geniuses.
He's brilliant.
I know. Fuck
being-
them guys, man.
For being like 15, he's brilliant.
Mike,
yeah,
you
he
were-
is. He's like, he can't even buy beer, and he's fucking. You should see him on the computer, like doing all the Pro
Wait a
Tools.
minute. He
Tom-
can't even buy beer?
Matt
No, I'm
Motto?
just teasing.
Oh, I was
he's gonna be
gonna
mad
say,
at me
He's
now.
like 24 or
Yeah.
25.
I thought that man had a beard.
yeah,
He does. Yeah,
He's
but Mike,
just a man-child.
Mikey has a beard, and
He
he's
is a
like
man
16.
This is true.
Mike, aren't you wearing a DeSona shirt? I am. Yeah. I noticed that when you walked in. My favorite last name of all time, Hamburger.
Oh, I know.
Like, yes.
Who's Hamburger?
The
Everybody-
the bass of DeSona.
Craig, the bass player.
His last name is Hamburger. It's like,
blonde guy?
During that process of them recording that, what amazed me is they recorded the bass tracks first. Like no other.
Luca,
There's no
your
scratch
mom,
drum track.
Leslie, and Colby are here.
Just to
Oh,
a
my
click.
goodness.
Bass. I mean, they did it so unorthodox, which is really kind of how the band is, I think, in general. But they're phenomenal musicians, and we were really happy to work with Matt. We're also happy to work with Sean on the last song. Sean did a great job. The atmosphere, hanging out with Sean, you know, I come from like a '90s death metal background, and that's kind of where Sean is. So he kind of understands what I'm doing, you know. I think, and so Sean was a lot of fun to do with, you know, the recording with.
We watched a lot of Impractical Jokers on True TV with Sean too, like all the time.
And a lot of political, you know.
Yeah, I won't get into that part.
But Impractical Jokers is great.
It was the first time I saw it, and it was hysterical. I sat and cried almost the whole time we were there recording.
Yeah. We got there, and I think John started messing around with his bass and broke a bass string like in the first 10 minutes. We were
Hell
there.
yeah. 30-minute drive to Joliet for a
this
string.
is in Braidwood, and there's nowhere in the world to get a bass string.
Yeah, I didn't even record that day, but I still felt like a schlep.
Yeah.
Now,
Now, future, when you guys go,
Really?
for the future, when you go into the recording studio, extra guitar strings and bass strings.
Oh, right.
Snare heads, drum heads, all that good stuff.
Sticks.
All right.
Picks.
Hold on, I'm writing this
Extra
down.
microphones.
Backup vocal
Well, the
cords.
microphone should be
Backup
you know,
vocal cords.
Yeah.
Backup vocal cords.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna need those.
Bionic.
Bionic vocal cords. Backup.
Pre-record your singing
might
and
need a
just
backup
play it
bass
over.
player.
We can rebuild Dean. We have the technology.
Morgan, I'm sorry I cut you off there.
I was going to ask about, besides breaking your string, what was the hardest part with this lineup of recording together? Because, I mean, obviously the vocals were recorded on their own, but did you guys all go in together and listen to each other record, or did you go in separately for different sessions? What was your process like?
Are you talking for this new track that we
Yes.
recorded? Yeah, we all went and recorded at Sean's house in one day. We did the drums on the first day. But after that, it was everybody kind of went in on their own.
Mike, tongue the mic.
Yeah.
Just-
Michael
just get up all
McDonald,
in
that
there.
bitch.
It's all good.
Donald.
I want to get all of them.
Yeah, you know, our initial plan was it's like we're all getting together, and I think, you know, like a lot of bands, we like to hang out. We're all buddies and all that. So the thought was we're all going to get together in one room. We're going to knock this fucking thing out in like 2
You're
minutes, and
It's
and it didn't happen like that.
Yeah.
Most of us have kids, so it was like, we shouldn't say that.
It's okay.
I know
He's
better.
used to it. It's all good.
So we thought it was going to be a quick process. So we all went there and like hung out, and we just basically watched Sean tune drums for 4 hours,
And me break a string.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. Oh, it's a long, boring process, really, you know, but you really look forward to the end. When you start to see it evolve into a song, it's like it's pretty satisfying, you know. It's step by step, it gets loaded on top of each other, and, you know, very cool. It was pretty easy. I think all of us have a lot of, or at least enough experience doing it to where, you know, we're professional enough to where it went really smooth, you know, and I guess every engineer is going to blow smoke up your hiney, but, you know, all of them say that, you know, how easy of a process it was for us to record with them.
Is that the first time someone said Heine on your show?
Well, I got I
Arse. Right up the arse. Arse. Yes.
Do you have a title for the album?
no.
No. Do you have artwork ideas?
We were just talking about that. We you know, we want to come up with shirts, and we want merch and all that, but it's like I want us to have an Endgame brand, and I want it to be all encompass of what we are, you know. So I don't want just random stuff on a shirt or random stuff on a CD cover. I want it to be a little bit more well thought out. Our first EP was cool, and it was necessary, and we did it ourselves. But this one, I want to get a little bit more of a graphic designer involved. I want the shirts to kind of coincide with what the album is. You know, I am, like I tell these guys, it's like nobody, you know, I think the older you get, you realize you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. And I spent a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears writing songs, and us getting together every week for now. We've been a band for 3 years, really, and it's, you don't know what, you know, if we're going to be a band tomorrow. I want to get this stuff out and get it, you know, and get it recorded and documented. When I'm dead, I want my kids sitting around the table going, oh my God, you believe what the hell my dad was like, you know?
Dad fucking jammed.
I know, you know. It's like, damn, Dad was a rock star. You know, and I think it's important. I mean, and if we make it past that and we do another EP after that, that's great. But I want to be able to have this stuff out there and be able to have something that we're really proud of, you know.
Your legacy.
My
Your-
legacy,
your
man. You know, it's like
metal
Your
legacy.
end game.
I'm 45 years old. I've been playing guitar since I've been 12. I was in a band that was signed when I was a kid. They toured.
Hold on. What's the name of that band?
Morgue.
Morgue?
Yeah.
Really? That's
Yeah, I have a hamburger named after me in Kuma's.
Really?
Nice.
The Morg Burger.
Yeah, the Borg Burger.
I have heard of
Next
this.
time we go to Kuma's, I'm grabbing that one.
I did
We're
not
going to
eat the
Kuma's
Morg
on the
burger.
28th.
It had-
It is my
Okay.
biggest achievement as a guitar player is to have a hamburger named after
It
me.
was
This
like-
is when you were
band.
12?
No, I'm just saying. I started playing when I was 12.
I got confused with that part.
We formed a band like when I was 18. You know, and like most bands, when you're 18, when big things start to happen and people are telling you you're great, certain people in the band are going to believe it more than others, and it's just disagreements, and you know.
Failed to take
Young,
a selfie when
dumb,
you try
full
to
of
take
cum.
it and you're going to
Oh
take the
yeah,
wall. I saw
and it was
that.
a great experience. It was a big learning. But here's the result: is that you write a half an album's worth of stuff. Me and the guitar player, my best friend Daryl Moore. We wrote all this stuff, and then Moore wound up going on tour with only one original member with Autopsy, and it was no hard feelings against it. It's life. It's how it goes. But an album was recorded that I was a significant part of, and it was like there's sort of an asterisk next to my name on the entire thing, and so I want to have this band has been our baby all together. I mean, I write music, I bring it to the band, we evolve it as a band, and we should all be proud of it. We should all take possession of it. But I want it to be, I want to go the full circle this time. It's like it's been a long process of me getting to this point.
Absolutely.
I think,
Well, why don't we go ahead and play another track, and when we come back, we're going to have what's on the Morg Burger at Kuma's.
I got a picture
Because
of it.
that's what I'm
It's
getting
huge.
next.
It's like 8 inches thick.
Hand me my phone. You ain't gonna
This
fucking
is no
believe it.
longer an
They
Endgame
keep a
interview. This is
corner
all
in
about
medical
Morgan
examiner
Burger,
just a-
guys.
hand.
Oh, real
Sorry.
quick.
The Morg Burger.
Have you guys been to Kuma's?
Absolutely.
It's
that a
wonderful.
joke?
Great.
It's wonderful.
Dude, I was going in there, and I think who was playing when we walked? Like Bolt Thrower or something. It was
I ate the
so-
Mastodon burger. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's amazing. And Morg itself, we put out a double CD, as a matter of fact, or a double record, and so we brought it to them, and they hung it up on the wall.
Oh,
which was
very cool.
Yeah.
Nice,
Whatever.
dude.
Nice.
It's a 25-year-old shitty band, but it was fun.
Hey,
So
you
wait,
have a
it-
burger.
I got some idiots I won't say.
So it had battered and fried skirt steak fingers, pepper jack cheese,
This is
applewood
now,
smoked bacon, arugula, mustard aioli, and burger honey.
The problem with the burger was the steak. It had a burger. It was about this thick, and then it had about this much steak on top of it.
That's
So
not
you
a
tell
bad
me you
thing.
could not handle all that meat?
That's a better
No.
burger.
No.
It'll
But
put
you
you,
know
in the
what's
morgue.
better?
Then you, my friend, aren't a man.
Let's
Put
play
you in the morgue.
Endgame.
Well, let's play another
let's worry about
Endgame
Endgame.
song.
No more burger and morgue talk.
Now I'm hungry for a
Endgame
burger.
talk. You just
I
Um,
appreciate you guys having this on Taco Tuesday, by the way. They
Hey.
got good tacos at this place.
That's the best day to have this
Yeah,
show.
right?
Absolutely.
Fuck.
If we could have
Taco
it on
Tuesday.
any other day, we lucked out that we have it at a
Tuesdays.
restaurant bar now where you can have tacos.
And
That's the way
Mikey
to go.
and I had tacos.
Perfect.
Nice.
Well, there you go. What
I wanted tacos.
what
but I didn't wanna
Endgame
wait
song are we
45
going to
minutes.
play now? Anybody?
can play
Anybody? Come on, come on.
Withered?
Withered?
Withered.
All
Might
right.
as well play Withered.
Sounds good. Here we go. Withered by Endgame.
Thank I'm Morgan.
And I'm Ian.
I'm Derek.
And we are the Most of Me.
Stay tuned for our new EP, Quantum, and you are listening to
The Metal Experience.
Hey, this is Greg. You just heard Withered by Endgame.
Good job, Greg.
Woo! He can read.
Yeah. When I'm not jerking off to anime porn, I'm listening to Endgame.
Tentacle rape.
And Greg,
We talked about that last time.
That's smooth, brother.
Tentacle rape.
What did you just say, Greg?
I said tentacle rape.
Teenticle.
Well, that's a weird transition to what we want to talk about with Endgame now. The
So-
band wants to talk about where
We got some
people-
shows coming up. What shows you guys got coming up?
Well,
We'll let Tommy
Great-
talk.
great
Tommy does the
transition.
business.
I wrote it down. I
Tommy's
took
the
notes.
business guy.
He came with you guys, just so everyone knows, he came with a page full of notes.
The 3x5 index
Have
cards.
we-
I like this guy.
reminders of so I don't forget what to talk about.
Have we
That's
touched on
speech.
any of your topic points yet?
No.
Okay, we're gonna
Hold on.
touch on
How
every topic
many
point.
pages did you come with?
I just came with one.
15 double-sided.
It's like I'm studying for an exam and everything's written sideways and shit. It's-
They're on index cards.
Yeah.
Were you nervous when writing all this down with your heart
No,
pounding
oh,
and
no.
sweat just dripping?
Thinks he wanted to
Size
remember.
6
Super
font.
nervous.
No.
Size 6.
It'd be hard pressed to find me nervous and sweating bullets on that.
All right.
So we ready? All right. So
We're ready when you are.
Okay, a couple honorable mentions that I want to do. First off, we played our first show on April 29th at the Star Bar in Chicago Ridge. We played with, I guess you'd call them national recording artist Hellbelly. They're out of Olympia, Washington. Yep. Really cool guys. We had a great time. So, not to talk too much about past shows, but we played with our buddies in Black Market Democracy. No Shelter, which we played with before. They're just a badass band. They're really good, a lot of fun. We just recently played The Forge, which was incredible.
Yeah,
on a
how is
Thursday.
that since they remodeled?
Oh my God, it's
Incredible.
So cool.
Yeah?
It's amazing.
It is.
You couldn't tell it used to be a Mojo's in a tree?
The stage is even bigger than it was
Mo-tree?
before.
Yeah,
Mo-tree.
it's still a Mo-tree in a sense, but they put a lot of money into it. The sound system was killer, and the stage was, I mean, just, look, we played on a Thursday, but it was, and we thought, all right, it's going to at the very least, be a very glorified practice, but it wound up being one of the best shows we ever had. It was just a lot of fun, a lot of camaraderie of other bands. So we played with, first off, a big thank you to Shane, Angie, and then to Roy from the Forge. Just, they're sort of, I think, being responsible for recruiting local acts, I think, and they're really, I think, driven to kind of involve the local metal scene in the Forge, and you can't be more thankful. If that place fails, it's shame on the metal community for allowing it, because you got to go out to a show, you got to support a place like that, because there's not a lot of them out there, especially
Right.
I think to that level. We played on a lot of shitty stages. I played a lot of bars that you're just standing next to the to the wine, whatever.
To the bar.
Yeah, to the bar.
Wine
and it's,
coolers.
to wine cooler. Yeah, wine coolers. Whatever. But you know what I mean? It's like, it's just,
Right.
it's an upper level thing. So, Angie, who is in a band called Etlin's Island. You ever guys hear that band at all?
No. But send me a
Oh,
link.
man. Very cool band. It's a lot of instrumental stuff. Matter of fact, I think it's all instrumental. And Angie's the guitar player of the band. She's very creative, just very cool. And, I'm so very thanks to them guys. So we played with Catapult the Propaganda, one of our favorite bands of all
Very
time.
fun. Yeah.
They're just killer. You know what? They got the fucking formula down, man. You know what I mean? They know what to do. Leah's killer. Rob is a phenomenal, I think, vocalist, great guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple, driven rock, hard rock, metal, whatever you want to call it. We played with Vent to Atmosphere. Corey is a good buddy of mine. I've known him probably since he's been 13 years old, and I'm very happy for him. We played with another band called Shake, they're just crazy dudes. It was a lot of fun. So, but what we got coming up, May 27th, we are playing the Rockin' Horse in Saloon and Grill. We are playing with Faith in the Fallen. We're playing with Black Market Democracy. Mike White, who is like the most intimidating dude I think I've ever seen.
French fries, dude.
That's in Oak Forest. It is for all the people that are going to go, which we hope people do go. 5200 West 159th Street in Oak Forest. $10 to get in, local show. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's the next one coming up, so we're excited about that. July 1st, we have Bada Brew. for the 850th time we'll be there.
They love us there.
They love
Is
us
that an
there.
exact count?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oblivion Zero, whose shirt I am wearing right now. Yeah. Jeff, Kyle, Dan, and Kevin. They got a new guitar player. I don't know his name. I apologize, but great guys. I think supportive of every other band that's out there. Very cool. We're playing also with Torn by Tentacles.
Sounds like an awesome name.
That is an
that is
awesome
what
name.
Greg, not my Greg, but that's what Greg watches.
Torn by Tentacles? Yes.
Yeah. I always want to say Torn by Testicles. I don't know why, but it is what it is.
That sounds legit.
It's a cool name, and I've listened to them quite a bit. They're really good. Another band, Left of Reason. These guys are out of Broadhead, Wisconsin. They've been around a long time. They're friends of Oblivion Zero. They're going to be, I believe, headlining. But that's July 1st over at Bada Brew. And that's all we have really right now. Finding gigs, I think, has been a little hard for us.
It's hard to believe that took up a whole page.
There's more.
I was looking for that end of Oscar
That was
music
just
to
the
get him off
top.
the stage, and
That
I
was
couldn't
just the
find
top,
it.
right?
That is just
Oh,
the
there's
top.
more?
There's more.
Okay.
But wait.
But wait.
There's
I don't wanna
more.
Hey, listen, you don't want to let it all out at one time. You want to spew it out slowly.
Spread it out a little bit.
That's what
You
she
don't
said.
want- So as far as, we got other opportunities out there. We're hoping to play the Forge again. We're hoping to be able to get some opening acts there. They've been very adamant it's not a pay-to-play kind of a thing. They obviously want bands that are going to work hard for them, but it's not going to be, we've played shows where it's like it didn't work out for us and we've wound up paying $400 at the end of the day, to play on stage. And then, you start obsessing like, God damn, that was $15 a minute, to play this thing, and so not that we won't do things like that ever again, but we're trying to avoid that if we can. But it seems like that's going to be a good place to go. And then we're looking for gigs. So if anyone's out there, needs a good solid band, we're of course going to be available. We're trying to book some dates, but it's every time. we're all busy. Everyone's got kids or obligations and work hard and a real job. So it's trying to coordinate everything. Every time I come there with this great opportunity, it's like, yeah, I'm going to be in Wisconsin that day. It's like, it is what it is. You just got to accept it. Yeah, it's life, It is what it is.
That's what all the people say.
Yeah, well, I know.
Riding
I know.
high in April. Shut down
Here,
in May.
we have some cool things that we're planning. We're planning some out-of-state things. We're going to do some cool shows, hopefully in like Memphis, or we got some ideas kind of rolling around in our head, and it's going to be more of just like a party kind of a thing. We just want to go out for the experience. That's what being in a band in today's world is. It's just about creating fun times. It's creating experiences that we wouldn't otherwise be able to do. We're musicians. We like to other people to hear our stuff.
Well, so Greg, I want to take it away to Greg. Greg's been a little quiet. Greg and Dean. So both you guys are the newer members of the band. What are your previous influences, and what got you into playing guitar, and what got you into playing doing vocals?
Greg
Playing
got me into
vocals.
playing guitar, pretty much. I'm a big Greg Nolter fan. Vocally, my favorite band in the whole world is Judas Priest.
Nice.
So, although I don't sound like Halford, I borrow a lot of his...
Not many do.
That's difficult to do. But I borrow a lot of his nuances.
So the leather and the
Mostly the
motorcycles.
The
He rides his Harley out on the
chaps
stage.
and-
The only thing that
yeah.
almost didn't get him in his band, he came in the first day in chaps with nothing on but chaps.
Right. So
Great-
that's
great first
Assless
impression.
chaps.
Yeah.
that's why they asked me back for the second.
They asked
They
you
just
back.
wanted more ass.
You know what? I really like the guy with the assless chaps.
Yeah. Our concept for the full length 13 song EP is we're gonna do like a Motley Crue Too Fast for Love, but it'll be me in the leather chaps with no pants, shot from
So
behind.
you're not going to be wearing chaps
We got to
at
do
all?
something off
So
a
to
Shout at the
speak.
Devil.
You're
That's
going
what we
to
gotta
draw
do.
them on.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
my goodness.
Good to know.
I'm not quite as flamboyant, I guess you could say, as Dean.
Not many
basically-
are.
Yeah, basically, just influenced by normal guitar players. Guys my age are influenced by Hendrix, Page, Randy Rhoads. Dig a little deeper, you start getting into Vivian Campbell, Alex Skolnick, little Stevie Ray Vaughan, some David Gilmour, guys like that. I like
a lot of heterosexuals in that list.
Yeah, I like to mix it up a little bit as far as what I play and how I write and stuff like that. So.
And this isn't your first band either, you guys, right?
No,
you guys built
second for me.
Second.
No.
Mm-hmm. I was in band in 5th grade.
Nice.
And
tuba.
What instrument? Tuba?
Alto sax.
Ooh.
Alto sax.
This one time in band camp,
I put an alto sax in mine.
Is that was in your ass when you came in?
Sideways.
With the
expect
assless
a
chaps.
sax solo?
In 5th grade.
In 5th grade. He knew early on.
And then I became a Rob Halford fan. Go figure.
Ba-da-boom.
Oh man, well, we got a bunch more tracks to play from
But
you guys.
first-
But they still got to go
first?
through influences.
Oh, we had Judas Priest and Jimi Hendrix
well,
and
But
all
that's
the above.
2 out of 5 members here.
This was directed.
I wanted to
toward
get the
Dean
new-
and
the
Greg
new
right now,
guys.
Some
Derek.
bass influences. From
Okay,
John.
bass. What makes you want to slap at a bass? Come on, John.
He
Slap
wants
at
to
the bass?
say it, but he.
I don't.
We
I
had
don't-
this talk.
Yeah, we did talk about
Yeah.
this. But I don't
You-
slap at a bass though.
I know, but you know what I mean.
Bass player influences. Steve DiGregorio now in Testament. Sadist, Death. But I'm a hard rock fan too, so I listen to Rage Against the Machine. So I like Tim and I like Duff from Guns N' Roses.
Duffy.
And Alice in Chains would probably be another big fan for bass sounds and the feel of it. I try and lock in with the drums a lot. I think that's key. Mikey and I have been playing for 10 plus years. He was about 3 when he started playing drums with me, so I think he's 13 now. So about a little over 10 years we've been playing together. So we're pretty in sync with it.
Damn.
And most of the bands that I listen to, the drums and the bass are pretty locked in together. Backbone of the music.
The backbone.
I need more beer.
And pause. Now to Mike.
So influences for me, the very first metal album that I think I ever bought, and it's not even really that metal, but was Ozzy Osbourne's No More Tears, and Randy Castillo's drums were so big and epic that I was just like, yeah, that's what I want to do.
And how?
But when I started playing, it was like 2002, so I was in the new metal era. So mostly like.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Stop laughing.
Ball with the ball to bang
young.
bang.
He's so young.
I'll tell you,
My first
I'm in a
child
band
was
with a
born
bunch
in
of
2002.
40-year-olds, so.
It's okay.
But it was the typical, like, I would listen to Slipknot and be like, wow, double bass. That's where I get my double bass, wanting to do double bass there. And System of a Down, Killswitch Engage, Shadows Fall, biggest influences.
Shadows Fall, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
With those
Now
gigantic
Jason
dreads.
Bittner's an overkill.
He just got in there. So
I love Overkill, man. I've always had.
Jason's
Yeah,
an
Jason
overkill
Bittner's
now.
an overkill. He left Flotsam and Jetsam.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I heard that too. So I mean, going around, you could see, and I think this is what makes the band unique, because you have sort of this rock, hair metal sort of influence, or Judas Priest, kind of this standard of metal kind of singer. Then you got John, that is anything honestly but metal. I think in my
Butt
mind.
metal.
He really
New
is,
genre,
but
created
John's
tonight.
butt metal.
Death to all
Butt
butt
metal.
metal.
He's a very
Two T's.
solid bass player, which was really important, I think, in the band. And so then you have, your Hendrix and your Stevie Ray Vaughan and your Iron Maiden type influence coming from Greg, and then you got this new metal guy that just is a very syncopated sort of drummer, and I think that adds to it. So you're and me, which I'll get into my influences, I guess.
Did you write them down?
I did.
He wrote it down.
Hey,
That's
don't
the
make
other
don't make
three-quarters
fun
of
me,
the
man,
page.
just
I see
because-
D.O.
You know what? Not very many people come on the show prepared with a list of stuff like that. So props to you.
Respect.
That's
All right.
awesome.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
I did that for a long time here, and now I run the board and have to read it off the computer. I know
Yeah.
how it is, so don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
So I think the first song I ever learned was Iron Man, obviously from Black Sabbath. I'm a huge Black Sabbath fan.
About
And
everybody did.
and it's everybody
Or
has.
paranoid, or paranoid.
That or Led Zeppelin, things like that. I started off with.
Smoke
And-
on the Water.
And Black Sabbath has been one of them bands that have stayed with me. I think from
Which
12
era?
years old. It doesn't matter to me. I'm a Tony Iommi fan. I'm a Geezer Butler fan. I'm a Bill Ward fan. I'm not really that much of an Ozzy fan. I think Dio was a better vocalist.
Better range.
I agree. Hands down.
The best metal album.
Which
Right
isn't
there.
today the anniversary of his death?
Passed 7
Yes,
years
it is.
ago today.
7 years ago today.
This is
We miss-
ironic.
we miss
So,
Dio.
Heaven and Hell and
Every
Mob
day.
Rules, in my opinion, are the best metal albums written in all time.
I agree.
You know,
Not of all time, but
it is
Dio
of all
for
time.
sure.
No, I agree. Mob Rules and Heaven and Hell.
Jeez, Derek.
It is
Get so loud.
perfect in the way that
Those-
it is
those
mixed.
French
It is
fries.
perfect in the way of
Too much
vocal
ketchup.
content and guitar tone and bass. Everything in it is just a masterpiece in my mind. But then going into it, I'm a big Dio fan, so I guess that kind of is why. But I grew up on Maiden. I grew up on Zeppelin. I grew up on Priest. I'm a big Nazareth fan. Man of War. You gotta love Man of War.
Gotta love
The loudest
dudes
band
with
on
no
earth.
shirts on, just jacked.
You look, they're going to take over the world.
It's a lot of leather.
Except, obviously, you know. But then I got into the death metal thing in the '90s, and I think that I have to thank my other band members at the time, for getting me into bands like Autopsy, Paradise Lost, Cancer, Pestilence, Morbid Angel, Napalm Death. Those type of things influenced the way that I wrote because they were very atmospheric music. They created a feeling. It was like why did the early horror movies not need any words or it was to create an atmosphere with lighting, and that type of music did the same type of thing. It was meant to be dreary and depressing and scary, and they don't do that anymore. You know what I mean? It's like it is. You hear some of the Paradise Lost Paradise, it's a masterpiece. It scares the living hell out of you. Same thing with Autopsy. But I grew up, but I was always, from 17 years old, I was a local band fan. I love seeing local bands do it because it's like, it's what I want to do, and it's what I was always, wanted to be, and so bands like Master, you got to mention Master if you're in Chicago. They're just, Paul Speckman's just, he was, yeah, exactly. Cyanide, they're guys that have played simple death metal music since the early '90s, and so one of the first shows I ever played was with Cyanide, and it was just, we played with Contagion, we played with bands like Numbskull.
Numbskull.
Yeah, a band called Maimed, just killer local. I got to mention these bands because they're just local bands, and I never hear them mentioned, and they deserve it because
Well,
I
you're
don't
giving
think
us a history from a side that we've never heard before. Some of these names I've never heard before, so it's awesome.
Derek's
you
that-
should
I
check
know
out.
every one
Derek
of
knows
them.
everything.
You should check out a band called Burn Offering, Chicago band since probably the mid '80s. They're just a killer local band. Macabre, you guys have to know Macabre.
Oh yeah, for sure. They play a show every
Halloween.
Christmas.
Yeah.
the Christmas
I
and
saw them.
Halloween.
I got a picture on my
Holiday
phone with a fake.
Night Stalker?
No, why am I
Zodiac?
forgetting his name?
Bundy?
King Diamond. It's, yeah, but we went there, and this girl goes on stage, and she's dressed like with a Santa's hat, and another girl comes up, and she starts piercing her nipples and
Oh,
everything.
my
Oh, it's
gosh.
intense.
On stage?
And hanging Christmas ornaments off of her body. She was like a human Christmas tree. It was great.
Yeah. That's a death metal show for you, right?
Yeah. Do you guys ever hear of the Dead Youth?
Absolutely.
No.
We
Another
played with the
great
Dead
fucking
Youth.
band, man.
My old band played with the Dead Youth several times.
So Broken Hope.
Yep.
Broken
Yep.
Hope. Broken Hope. Their logo was designed by Dan Hasse, who designed another band that I was in years ago. Just very cool band. But obviously, I go from that, but I also am influenced by Metallica, old Metallica. I'm not a new Metallica fan, but it doesn't
Makes
get
sense.
much past. I don't even like Injustice for All, so I'm kind of like
What?
I
Well,
don't.
we're not getting into this argument right now. Let the man speak. Luca, shut up.
I want to interrupt Tommy for a half a second. I found in a box of tapes the old Killer Kitchen Utensils demo.
Nice.
So I'm going to bring that over to practice
You
one
should.
night.
I would love to hear it.
Is
It's
it on
a-
E-Track?
No, it's on cassette. I don't. It's not an 8-track, but it's a cassette. Do you have a cassette player, Tommy?
I do.
Okay, sweet.
I have one in my car.
It's got
bro.
it's got Kelly Bundy on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
You know who that
another
is?
good friend of mine is in a band now called Unnatural. He was a drummer, a friend of mine for a number of years. It's a great death metal band. He's still hitting it like the old school '90s death metal. That's a really good mention. Parallax Effect is a newer band. They're very intricate, insane musicians. Those guys are great. You got to give them props. 3 Days from Dying. Love that
Luca
band.
played a show with
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Those guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Good band, good guys, and it's not even so much about. It is a lot about the music because they're good musicians, but they're just good people, and that's, the same thing like the last show we played with Venta Atmosphere and Catapult and Threatening the Order. These bands are they're just you like them because they're just they're cool, man, and they dig music. They're here because of the music. They're not here for any other reason except they have something to say and they want to express themselves. And I just think that's a phenomenal thing. And if everyone was like that, we would have the kind of scene that we want.
Yeah,
and I just
agree.
want to say one real quick thing. Everyone says the scene sucks, the scene sucks. Let me tell you, the scene sucked in the 80s. The scene sucked in the 70s. You got to make it what you want to make it. And it's like, it's not a matter of it's bad. You got to, I'm 45. I don't go to shows, but I'm telling you, when I was a kid, I'd be on a Tuesday driving to freaking Indiana to go see, freaking Broken Hope or something like that. You know what I mean? And it's not to say that everyone's got lives and everyone can't do it, and I understand that, but it's not a bad scene. It's a good scene. It's a lot of good people. It's just we are in the underground. We're the underground for a reason. You know what I mean? We're not up there frickin' Britney Spears and fucking shaking our ass. This is metal music, man. We're fucking tough. And
I shake my ass.
you do. He does, honest to God. This fucking guy did. But
John, that was John, by the way. John shakes his ass.
Hey, I'm happy. We get 70 people to a show. That's a success. You know what I mean? I don't know what bar owners want us to do, but I think it's a blessing they want us to play there. People come because they love the music, and there's all like when I was a kid, there wasn't all these heavy metal clubs like there is now. If it was, it would have been way cooler. This Georgia Metal Alliance. These guys come all over the place for shows, man, and they're sitting there with their fucking jackets on, just fucking headbanging, and it's great. It's not a shitty scene, man. It's a good scene. People gotta quit downing it, man, and just and be happy with what we got. This is what we do. We're the underground, man. We don't need all those bullshit. It's a great thing.
Yeah, man. Kurt, the drummer from 3 Days, showed up to our first gig and helped Mikey move his drums around, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm impressed with the
Just good people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Z from
support
3
you
Days
get.
of Dying drove from Indiana to just come catch our set, like an hour and a half ride, stayed there for a half hour and left. And things like that, we can't thank them enough. And you know what? We haven't paid them back half of what some of the good things that these guys have done to us. Same thing with Threatening the Order.
With Ed.
Yeah. Ed will come to every fucking show of ours, man. It doesn't matter, and because he's friends with us, he supports us, and if it's not people that maybe it's not as much fans as we would like, but the people that are in the music industry in Chicago, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Chicago is a different kind of metal than I think than any other state. We have our own kind of brand and sound of music. If you listen to it, it's not what's coming out of Florida. It's not what's coming out of wherever you want to say. It is our thing, man.
Yeah.
We're exclusive, I think. We create our own brand of music here. It's not for everybody, but I don't think we want it for everybody. We're here to please, the people that dig the type of stuff that we like.
Fucking Chicago.
I want people in the front row wearing an Autopsy shirt is really what I want. We're not a death metal band, but I feel like we can a lot of different type of genres of people that like a lot of different type of genres of music are going to like what we do because we're straight up metal, man. We're pissed. We're here to say something. We're deliberate. We make no apology for what we do, and I think that hopefully comes from the music.
Straight to the point,
Straight
in
to
your
the point,
face.
Yeah. I'll shut up now. Play some music.
Well, what song do you want to play now?
Go ahead
off
and
of the
play
tracks that you
One
played?
Last Time.
One Last Time.
It's our Britney Spears hit.
Oh.
It is.
It is. Hit me, baby, one last time.
Perfect. We'll discuss what that is about when we come back in. Here is One Last Time. Oh, baby, baby.
world to see, it's all too late before you realize. I'm giving you one last time at the end of your life. Should have seen the signs, you're fucking blind. Your fate to me is bound above you looking down. Your face into the ground, you're fucking blind. It's time you realize the mask behind your lies is just a cheap disguise. You're fucking blind. Opiates of the masses, how far will fight itself for? Eyes blindly staring towards despondency and the misery of us all. I will my blood like a badge of shame and honor for how far the mighty does You're black to all you see, and what you see ain't me. Your own reality, you're fucking blind. You're blind to all you see, and what you see ain't me. Your own reality, you're fucking blind.
Hey, I'm Braulio.
And this is Gus.
And we're Savagery, and you're listening to The Metal Experience.
And we're back.
That's Dean doing vocal warm-ups.
No, he's in key.
Yeah, we're back in black.
All right, we just heard another Endgame track.
Yeah, about 8 minutes ago.
About 8 minutes ago.
It's not that long of a song, man.
That was One Last Time. And there's spit all over this mic.
That was the longest intro back into
Time
the
to
show ever.
time to burn that one too.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Okay. Hopefully you don't get sick tomorrow.
I hope not either. I want to go to the zoo too. No, I'm not going to the zoo. All right, that was Hit Me Baby One Last Time by Endgame.
Sweet.
Oh, baby, baby. And let's talk a little bit about what that song is about. Who wrote it?
Vocals, I wrote the vocals, the lyrics to it. I told you last time it was about my ex-wife, but it's actually really more about being at the very edge of your patience or of controlling yourself and no longer being able to deal with something that you're having to deal with in life.
I can't deal with leather hats.
Well, so then that would be your one last time. If you tell him that you're done with it, that's one last time. You've told him one last time. Don't wear the leather hat anymore, Indy.
I'm going to judo chop you in the dick, son.
Of course, Greg will never listen to that.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Woo! All right, we're back. Oh, my
And now,
goodness.
it's time
And
for
now
the
a word
Chin
from our
Hair's
sponsor.
knowledge.
A word from our sponsor.
Time to sit back and relax and listen to the one that the metal gods themselves gave us. It's time for the heaviest of them all, the Chin Hair of Knowledge.
All right, so Luco.
Yeah, what's up?
Tour news or random news?
Tour news.
All right, short and sweet. Between the Buried and Me, 10th anniversary of Colors. They're playing the album in its entirety, and they'll be at the Bottom Lounge on September 20th. Goat Horn Ancients, June 26th at the Metal Grill in Milwaukee. And Born of Osiris at the Rave in Milwaukee on July 23rd.
What up, yo's?
So that's it.
Perfect. You got some random news?
Yeah, I guess Iron Maiden is getting sued.
I saw that.
For their song "Hallowed Be Thy Name."
I said, what up, yo's?
Have you read the
it's,
lyrics that they're being sued for?
yeah,
It's like damn near identical.
Yeah, it's the problem erupts from the band, like the name's Beckett, claiming that Steve Harris stole 6 lines from the Beckett song "Life Shadows" that came out in the 70s. And I guess Steve Harris said that he already settled with the dispute a few years ago with one of the members. But I guess the management is rebooting the lawsuit. So in the
You
meantime,
can't reboot the lawsuit.
I don't know, but I guess in the meantime, Iron Maiden has opted out to take "Hallowed Be Thy Name" out of their set.
Oh, that's
That's
horrible.
their closing song.
It's
Close
and
every
it's.
show with
Have you read the words that they're saying? It's like damn near. They've like changed like one word in each line.
Yeah, because
So
I
where
guess
they been for 30 years? That's what I want to know.
Waiting for money.
Yeah,
It's
Well,
just.
Iron Maiden's had money for
It's
quite
just
a
like Stairway to
long time.
Heaven.
Well,
Led Zeppelin just got sued not too long ago.
Here's the funny thing: is the person from the
He did air
management
quotes.
said that someone
We're on the radio,
from the band, if they were to collaborate with Iron Maiden, they'd get another platinum record. So it's kind of sketchy. The guy came out of nowhere, and I guess one of the metal websites, like I think it was Metal Sucks, they said that if you try Googling this person's name involved in the lawsuit, nothing comes up with that person.
So it's fake.
Possibly.
It's fake news.
Yeah.
It's fake news. And you just spit that as real news.
No, they are, though, getting sued.
I just ate a lime with the rind. That's real, Derek.
This is real, too.
It's gonna hurt tomorrow.
It's gonna. I hope so.
So,
It doesn't matter.
There's that.
Hallowed Be Thy Name. It's an awesome song. I don't
Yeah.
care what
Oh
they
yeah,
did.
sure.
They could have copied every freaking lyric.
They,
It doesn't matter.
he about did.
Well, who cares?
It's a good song.
Somebody who
Come
wants
on.
some money cares. I like that you got your, not that anyone can see, but you got the Motorhead thing going with your mic, by the way. I haven't mentioned that. That's pretty sweet.
No. Let me. It's got to be damn near vertical with it pointing straight down. There you go.
Sweet. Wait, I'm going to take a picture, too. It'll be on Instagram later. Just make sure you follow
But
us.
put it straight up because you have to look up at the ceiling.
Squat down a little bit more. There you go.
Yeah. All right, Derek. What else you got for us?
I guess Christian, the Brazilian death metal band.
Nice.
Oh, this
Don't
is
laugh.
hard.
Don't laugh while you're doing this. This is the news. It's serious.
Yeah, so Christian, the Brazilian death metal band, and their tour mates Nervo Chaos were arrested in Bangladesh.
Nice for what?
Prostitutes.
No, the so-called blasphemy law.
Oh.
So, because I guess Bangladesh is like a heavy religious country.
Yeah, duh.
So, both bands were jailed for over 8 hours, and they were unable to make.
Wait, I thought that was fake. I
No,
thought
that was
I
real.
thought they got held up only in customs.
No,
for 8 hours.
they were jailed for 8 hours, and they only were able to get out after contacting the Brazilian embassy, and they were unable to make their performance at the Hammer Sonic Festival. So,
Both those bands.
both bands, yes,
Too metal. They're too metal for that country.
yes.
I see a documentary coming soon.
There's a made-for-TV movie
Who
coming
knows?
soon.
That's starting to hurt.
What else you got for us, Dirty D?
Here's the weird thing. I guess Anthrax drummer Charlie Benante just joined some 5th grade students at the Killdeer Countryside Elementary School in Long Grove, Illinois, to perform covers of Iron Man, Black Sabbath, and Seven Nation Army, White Stripes at the school's variety show. I guess his daughter goes actually to that school.
Very cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, really quick about him, I cannot preach enough about how great his coffee is.
You're
If
welcome.
anyone's a big coffee drinker, check out Charlie from Anthrax's coffee. It is super dank.
Tonight's episode of The Metal Experience is brought to you by Charlie Benante's Coffee.
Yeah.
I
We
wish.
should get sponsored by him. Just his coffee.
By coffee. Is that a thing?
It
That's
could
a
be.
thing?
I've got 2 different kinds. I think the Something says something metal. I don't remember what it is, but
something
it's super
says
delicious.
something metal.
something metal. He's got 2 different kinds. I've only
Stay
tried the
metal.
first one, the red kind,
The
not
blue
the
kind.
purple
You
kind.
didn't take the blue pill.
Didn't take the blue pill yet.
Okay.
What else? What's you got for us, cool guy? All right, you got a band for us?
I do.
You're gonna play some. All right,
Some grindcore.
No, it's not.
Let's not grindcore tonight.
porno grind. You guys
No.
just porno grind.
No, it's not.
Sweet.
It's
What does that mean?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I'll tell you later.
All right. Sweet.
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later.
No, you guys are weird. I quit the show.
It's
Goodbye.
getting weird.
What do you got for us?
Well, I brought a band called Violence
Violence
from California.
from California.
Yeah.
What are you playing?
Song called Serial Killer.
Serial Killer off the album.
Eternal Nightmares.
Let's do it.
And the funny thing is, Rob Flynn and Phil Demmel from Machine Head were part of this band before Machine Head.
Was it on this track
Yes.
or
They were
on this track?
full
Rob
album, yes.
Flynn and
Yeah, Phil Demmel.
very cool. Well, let's do it. Some violence.
Metal.
What's up? I'm Connor. What up? I'm Zach. I'm Dustin.
And I'm Kyle, and we are Pleading with Iris, and you're listening to The Metal Experience. You can find us on Facebook.com/Pleading with Iris.
Dun 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 dun. Greg, where's the other hat?
And now, copyright infringement from Disney.
And Greg wears a
not
leather
a metal
hat.
band.
Damn it.
And
they
you
took
can
all the
survive
good
in a
movies.
nuclear holocaust inside of a refrigerator. That was Crystal Skull. I didn't see it. I just know that part.
Oh my goodness, Derek, what did we just hear
Violence with the song Serial Killer.
on the album?
Eternal Nightmares.
It
Very
was
cool.
badass.
I'm Luca Blaze, Morgan Danielle, the chin hair of knowledge.
Hi.
Greg,
Konnichiwa.
webmaster Greg, with his cool leather hat. And sorry,
Something's
and,
happening.
We are here rocking still with Endgame, and we just heard
Violence.
some violence,
Some violence.
and Greg's still rocking the leather hat.
Violence. They're Italian.
See.
Violence. Oh my goodness. Woo! Well, we've got a lot more tunes to play. Morgan,
Tunes.
What?
let's do another Endgame track.
I agree.
What's the? We've got 3. We've got a
played-
couple more.
Let's play Pile of Dirt, please.
Let's play Pile of Dirt, please.
It's a happy song. It's our ballad.
If you're happy
Yeah.
and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and
you
you know
missed
clap
it.
your hands. If
Tom's
you're
like,
happy
I'm in
and
this
you know
one.
it, you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
The
All right.
frustration on
You
his
guys-
face when he didn't get it the first time was so funny.
Start it over.
Start over.
That wasn't on my list.
And a 1.
Tom-
and a 2. And a 3.
Tom, typical white guy, totally off time. Like,
We missed a band on. You needed a shout out to a band. We missed it earlier.
Shout out.
oh, Candlemass.
Candlemass, guys.
Sorry.
Apropos of nothing. Candlemass.
Epicus
Let's play a song.
Metallicus is
Salutudinous
so
Eternus.
awesome. I'm
He's
sorry.
speaking Harry Potter
but
at
that
this
is-
point.
that-
I have
that
no
is
idea
why-
what he just said.
Candlemass.
Candlemass. Can't miss them, fellas.
All right.
All right. Well,
Well,
then,
we're going to miss them because we're playing Pile of Dirt.
Oh.
So
I like that song.
here we go.
Yeah.
It's kind of listen. Pile of Dirt is kind of Candlemassy in a way.
Tommy wrote the music. I
It's
wouldn't
slow,
know.
drudge, depressing.
Okay.
Closest thing we have to death metal influence, you think?
Yeah,
At least in
yeah, yeah.
the lyrics.
You know, the funny thing is most of my songs start off as a death metal sort of song, and I bring it to these guys, and it turns into like a pop tune.
We're big Britney Spears fans, as Morgan's aware.
Yeah. I like it.
We like to shake ass.
Pop meets
And,
death
and
metal
Snap.
meets
And Snap.
Yeah, and
Snap's
Snap.
my favorite band.
All right, here we go. Once again, we've announced it a few times, but for sure this time, here's Pile of Dirt.
When something's up the skies they fall, your stars align for far too long. The water's rising, the worth. Smothered now my lungs, they hurt. Buried deep beneath the earth. I am willing to serve my time in a cell to give you a fighting chance in hell. I am willing to serve my time in hell, eternally trapped in my personal cell. No one can hear your cries for help. Your lips are moving without a sound. You keep on digging but move no ground. Nobody's coming, you won't be found. Covered in a pile of dirt. Tell me what's your actions worth. Smothered now my lungs, they hurt. Buried deep beneath the earth. I am willing to serve my time in a cell to give you a fighting chance in hell. I am willing to serve my time in hell, eternally trapped in my personal cell. Covered in a pile of dirt. Tell me what's your actions worth. Smothered now my lungs, they hurt. Buried deep beneath the earth. I am willing to serve my time in a cell to give you a fighting chance in hell. I am willing to serve my time in hell, eternally trapped in my personal cell.
We are Conniption, and I am Michael Brigham.
I'm Bill House. Andy Martin.
Cody Juke.
And you're listening to The Metal Experience.
Woo! All right, we just heard "Pile of Dirt" by Endgame. We are rocking out here, the Metal Experience in the dungeon at Fitz's
bomb
Lanes.
shelter.
The bomb shelter, and we got Mikey to actually drink a beer. He's drinking a beer right now.
Chug,
chug, chug, chug, chug, chug. Cup the balls, cup the balls, cup the balls. Okay,
stroke the shit.
We got jeez, woo! Metal Experience. We got an unsigned band pick this week.
What?
Go ahead and get that going.
Yeah.
Woo, woo.
Now it's time for
Hey man, look what I found.
Only on the Metal Experience.
All right, brought to you by our sponsors at Imprint
Wheaties.
Recordings and Wheaties. Your music, your imprint. Visit imprintrecordings.com
Your
for more
Wheaties.
info. This week on the Metal Experience, we have all the way from Medicine Hat. That's a place, people. Alberta, Canada. A place in Alberta, Canada is called Medicine Hat. Morgan?
That's what they had on their
Correct. The band, Nuclear Oath. We got a twofer tonight. We've got Ambushed and Razor Blade Regret off the album Toxic Playground. Let's do it.
Sounds like it's gonna be good.
There's so many bits on this.
What you died, now overcome. I take control of life. Look deep inside, evil lies. Fight back and failure. Fire sanctified of the evil minds. Take control of this life. Burning down, broken and feel burn inside. No remorse is lost.
I didn't want to do it. All these thoughts made me think this shit. What else is left to live for?
You're listening to the Metal Experience.
We've assembled a collection of bands who have drummers.
Or do magic.
Well, it's easy if you try, Dick. Now sit back and listen.
All right. That was.
The audio.
I just had to just let it out. I had to let it all out there.
The audio is just
that
going
was
super crazy.
That was brought to you by Imprint
It's not my
Recordings.
fault.
It was
Your
brought to
music,
you
your
later by the
Imprint.
C.
Visit
O.
imprintrecordings.com for more info.
You.
That band was Nuclear Oath from Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada. Well, everyone stop touching me. That song, we had two for that was Ambushed and Razorblade Regrets.
It's pronounced regrets.
Off the album Toxic Playground. I am Luca
No
Blaze,
regrets.
Morgan Danielle, the chin
It's my
hair
credo.
vouch, and Greg
My
Master,
tattoo.
always rocking the leather hat. For some reason, I don't know. Greg, actually, where did you get that leather hat? Please.
Wilson's.
My mother bought it for me.
She's like, listen, take this and go out and get beat up. No, I'm joking with you. I'm the only one that gets to beat you up and off. So, moving on. We are still rocking out here with Endgame. And we had this great, we were talking about how Morgan was
Abusive.
abusive
To her
Derek
younger brother.
growing up. But that time is now past.
She used to beat him with a
She
hockey
used to
stick,
beat
is
him
what I
with
heard.
hockey sticks.
Like all the time.
All the time.
It
Yeah.
was a one-time thing.
It
And
was-
a hammer.
It was an
Inside of a
accident.
tent, she used to hit him with a hammer.
That was
She used to
his
lock
fault.
him in.
Hey,
tents.
it was intense.
It was intense. She used to lock him in. the
More
tent,
puns. That's great.
Beat him with hockey sticks and hammers.
In the tent.
In the
And then
tent.
lock him in the tent.
And then lock him in there.
How did you survive?
On hope.
Did you look
On
at his
hope.
height
Okay.
now?
And the
On
Baja
broken
Man.
hope.
Obviously, he
And Baja Men.
grew to beat me up.
He had to grow bigger and stronger. He had to evolve.
Survival of the fittest.
Survival
It's
of the
Darwin.
fittest.
It's Darwin's theory. You get beat up
Absolutely.
enough, you're going to grow stronger.
Well, Endgame, where can everyone find everything that is Endgame on the information superhighway?
The best place to find us would be Facebook. Go to facebook.com/endgamemetal. There we've got links over to Reverb Nation, where we have free downloads for all of our tunes in MP3 format. Or you can go to reverbnation.com/endgame1, the number 1.
Still sucks.
Tommy still came up with that one.
That sounded nice and professional, though.
Thank you.
Give
Thank
kudos
It
on
did.
that.
You should do like radio spots, like
Fun fact about me, I'm lactose intolerant,
Yeah.
but
And ate
I
a
just
whole pizza.
devoured a 12-inch pizza.
you know, I hardly ever
You
can
just
get hard.
devoured a 12
How is
inch.
that feeling right now?
It's going to come out both ends.
Yeah.
It's going to be like vapor lock.
Oh my God.
It'll be good, though. I'll stay in one spot.
You had a pill, though, right? You take for that?
Yeah, I took a Lactaid.
Does it really help?
Flaccid
Or is
RX.
It decreases. It's like playing Russian roulette with less bullets in the chamber.
less than one?
It takes it down to about 1
Less
out
than
of
4.
6. Without Lactaid, it's about 5 bullets out of 6 in the
This
chamber.
is so metal.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, my goodness. That is
So
absolutely brutal.
graphic.
Devouring 12-inch. So I'm taking some
And
legs.
Dean, you said you're from Wisconsin, too, who is
I
known
am.
for cheese.
I'm from America's dairy state, and I'm lactose intolerant. It's a cruel joke.
That's a cruel joke on you.
That's why he's in Illinois now. They kicked him out.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not
The
allowed
hamsters
across
in
the
his
border.
ass was unacceptable.
Don't
for the
book
people
any
in
gigs
Wisconsin.
north of the border.
You're a wanted man up there.
We can't play Summerfest. Sorry.
Nothing north of the cheese curtain.
Yeah.
No brat stop, no metal grill.
They have some great cheese curds there.
Mars Cheese Castle.
Uh-huh.
The Bong Recreation Area.
Jesus. Cheeses, I should say cheeses, not Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
Jesus.
Morgan, you got a couple 2-tree announcements for us tonight.
I do have a few.
What do you got for us?
Starting with our very own sponsors, Imprint Recordings. They're going to be on adrenaline101radio.com tomorrow. Snap them if you got them. And that's from 4 to 6 p.m.
I don't have thumbs.
And that is, once again, on adrenaline101radio.com. The Metal Mashup Show is hosting them. So check it out. It's going to be Justin and Charlie. And they have a great little thing going on with Imprint Recordings. So if you're looking for awesome work, check them out. They can record your band. They're currently working on a band called Modifier.
And they recorded all of Genotype and
So-Called Saints.
And So-Called Saints stuff.
So great stuff.
Smell your boys.
Smell your boys.
Smell your boys.
All right. And we have our friends in One Night Falls playing on Sunday with Fiance for their very last show at The Wire in Berwyn. So if you're interested in tickets for that, hit the band up. They have them on discount. And that is an awesome venue, and it's an all-ages show. So that will be a very sad show to see a Fiance go, but One Night Falls is pretty awesome. Also, check out So-Called Saints. They have a lyric video up right now that they just released yesterday for Monsters and Mad Men on Mad Men Mondays. So check that out up on their YouTube page. And then the Most of Me, our friends have brand new baseball tees coming out soon. They're going to be limited editions, so check that out. If you want that, hit them up, and they will tell you the price, and you can set that up. They also have the Quantum EP available now on Amazon, Spotify,
So they're not
iTunes,
even telling people the price. They're like, hit us up.
Amazon
and then
Music.
we'll let you know.
I'm pretty sure it was $25 plus shipping because it's a baseball tee, and it's two sides.
Toques.
And it's red and black. I ordered one.
Red and pink.
I like baseball tees, so I got one.
It's pink
I
and
can't
pink.
wait. But they also have a lyric video called Everlasting Part 2, The Void, coming soon. So you can watch that on their YouTube when it comes out. And they're also having a music video shoot for anybody that's interested in heading to Plano at the Brick Lounge on May 28th. That's a Sunday. So anybody that wants to be in their video, you can go be a part of the Most in Me's video. Also, the Revival is going on. If you are looking for tickets, they still have it for the 3 days of music. It's the weekend after Memorial Day at the Hideaway Lakes in Yorkville, September 7th through 9th. They've got some awesome bands like Battlecross, Vices, Consume the Divide, On My Six, A Silent Truth, and more. So be sure to get your tickets. And if you don't know where to get them, you can go to therevival.com. And they have general mission deals still. They're still looking for vendors. If you're interested in advertising and everything with them at their event, check that out. And I'm going through this. Victims has some brand new merchandise that is going fast. So hit up Victims on their Facebook page. Go to their merch link on there, which is on storeenvy.com, and pick up a few designs that they have brand new available. And I'm looking. Oh, really quickly, Andy at Night came out. That was a pretty cool little mini documentary that Andy Pindy from Armored Assault did. It was part of a couple film festivals. It's on a Vimeo page. It's on the Facebook page, The Lens Darkly, but we also have shared the post on our wall, so you can check out that. That was very enjoyable, and I hope Pindy does more things like that because he was a pretty good actor.
I watched that today.
It was amusing. I liked
it. It's like seven and a
like
half
7
minutes.
Throw your penis away, Greg.
Greg, throw your penis away. Rip it off and just throw it in the garbage.
Yeah, no one needs your dick.
That was the best line of the night.
I should have announced this when I was talking about Victims, but they also have an amazing new music video called Demons and Limbs.
I watched that today, too.
It's very awesome. It reminded me of one of those gritty videos where it's like black and white. There's a lot of flashing back and forth between audience and the stage of the band playing. It was awesome. Very, very raw. So they're very talented. I can't wait to have them on. Next month they're coming on June 20th. It's going to be a great time. Oh, wait, no, June 27th. I'm sorry, June 27th.
What day is it, Morgan?
June 27th, damn it. All right. Yeah, that just happened. And last week we got a awesome gift delivered to my front porch.
What was it? A turd?
Well, Psychopathic Days broke up earlier this year, and actually, Kyle from the band had originally had a venue out in Indiana that would take their leftover merch, and I thought that it was just a little bit. So I was like, hey, if something doesn't work out, we take donations for us to pass out at shows that we go to and sponsor. And we set it up, and he ended up dropping to my house, no joke, one of those giant carrying cases that hold music gear, full of shirts, a few hoodies, a whole box of CDs, and then a whole box of download cards.
I'm going to steal one of everything.
So we have a ton of shirts, a couple hoodies, some CDs, and some download cards. So if anybody's interested, hit us up. You can come get it.
I won't take the download card because I'm going to take the CD.
It's 2 different albums.
What
I'll
happened
take one
to
of
them
each.
guys anyway?
They just decided to go separate ways. Kyle's going to be moving out of state, and the guys are just doing different projects. It wasn't working.
Man, they were into it, man. They were hardcore.
They had a really good run. They
Yeah.
opened for some really awesome national acts. They did a couple tours from what I remembered, and it was in such a short period of time. We saw them play Claus before, so we definitely...
We played with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if anybody's interested, hit us up and we can hook you up with some of that merch. And then last but not least, don't forget that we have the Metal Experience shirts available in small through large only right now on Rise Revolt Clothing's website. And we have more sizes going to come eventually, but right now that's all we have left in stock. We have to sell those out before we order more. And yeah, that's our endorsement, Rise Revolt Clothing. They also do awesome print work if you guys are in need of shirts or koozies or anything else that you guys are looking for. And Ulysses of Valor Prints, he also does the printing for Rise Revolt Clothing. He did our logo and everything on our shirts, and he did a fantastic job, and they've been a hit. So thank you, Ulysses and Rise Revolt Clothing, for endorsing us. It's been fun.
Oi.
Oi, oi, oi.
And next week, the last announcement, next week on the show, we are going to be having, for the first time, they're driving up from Dixon, Illinois, Extinguish the Sun. And it's going to be super fun. They're going to be having a contest.
Sun?
Can't give too much away, but
Dick
they want to
Sun.
hold a contest. So be sure to listen to next week's show to get all the details and win a prize that the band is going to be giving away. MetalExperience.com has all of our past shows, Hey Look What I Found picks, as well as links to all of our affiliates that we work with and promote and sponsor and help out, as well as who helps us out. And then we also have interviews up there for reviews from the crypt and Q&A sessions. Let's chat. So anybody that wants to submit music for the Hey Look What I Found pick or want to do an interview with your band, if you can't make it on our show, the metalexperience.com is the website, or you can hit us up on the Metal Experience at yahoo.com.
Is there a way we can change it to .com?
No, I'm not for that.
Is there not a .com extension?
Don't give Greg these ideas because he will make it happen, and I won't be happy with that.
You guys are endorsed by the Casting Couch. Is that what it is?
The Casting Couch?
What is that?
It's porn.
No, we're not. No,
Greg will pull it up on the computer.
So Greg can do this thing where you can remote into your computer, and this has happened twice where it's super weird.
I was like, where's it coming
Once when we were just in the room, Nickelback
just
came
hanging
on.
out. All of a sudden, Nickelback songs start playing. We're like, what the fuck?
I'm going to be honest.
is
There's
going
nothing
on?
wrong with that. I'm a fan. I don't care. Hate me if you want to, but I like them.
I'm sorry,
so,
too.
So does
Sorry.
Nico.
So we're watching TV, and all of a sudden we hear a Nickelback song. We're like, what the fuck? Where is that coming from? Greg logged into
Was
the
it
computer
Photograph?
remotely.
It was.
I think it was Photograph.
Yep.
And all of a sudden I looked down at the computer, and there's the fucking Nickelback song playing. I'm like, oh, that son of a bitch. And then a different time, I'm sitting there watching TV.
No, we weren't even. We were sleeping.
And all of a sudden I hear porn. Like this dude banging out this babe.
No, it wasn't even banging out yet. It was that whole.
It was like,
scenario,
when you get up
I've
to
got
it.
your pizza here, and then these two girls are talking, and then it's like, oh, now we're listening to a threesome. What the fuck is happening on this
What
computer?
the hell's going on?
It's like, oh, hey,
how does Greg have access to your computer?
His name is Webmaster Greg. Greg Master. So
okay, this is
goes-
a terrible transition.
the third
into it.
time. Oh.
This was probably made while making porn, and I'm sorry if I offended him. But congratulations, Kevin Singleton of All Famous, who just had his baby today with his wife.
All right. Those guys are really
I forgot
good,
to
man.
mention that. All Famous is super talented, and Kevin has been looking forward to the birth of his child for a while, so they finally had their baby. Congratulations, Kevin. The pictures are adorable, especially the ones of your baby's face plastered on your head. That was weird. But anyway, that's all I got. Back to Endgame. What is that, Greg?
She doesn't know it's you.
No. I just saw that. I thought Greg is playing around with things again. But that's all I got, guys. Thanks for coming to hang.
Oh. Thanks.
Hey, thank you for having us.
Thanks for
Thank you
squeezing
very
one out,
much.
guys.
Sorry, I
Wait.
fucked up on that.
We appreciate what you guys do, so thank you for having us out. In
that's
all
awesome.
seriousness, thank you.
No, really, you guys are awesome. We really, you guys are huge supporters of all metal music everywhere. So it's a pleasure being here with you guys.
Everything but metal.
man. Everything but metal.
With 2 T's.
With 2 T's. Actually, I'm a big fan of butt metal. It's pretty awesome.
That's like the casting couch stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Butt metal. Oh my goodness, Morgan, who do we got next week? Is the part?
Smell your voice.
Who?
Smell you later. Smell your
Next
voice.
week we have Extinguish the Sun.
Very cool. And before we
have-
go, Endgame, everyone, what shows we got coming up again?
All right, May 27th, we have we're playing. May 27th, the
We're
Rock
playing
and
the
Horse Saloon and Grill.
casting couch, right?
Faith in the Fall and Black Market Democracy, 5200 West 159th Street in Oak Forest. $10 to get in. Awesome local show over in Oak Forest. July 1st, we are at Bada Brew in Crest Hill, Oblivion Zero, which can't say enough nice things about them guys.
You're
You guys
rocking
kill
a
it.
Oblivion Zero shirt right now.
I am rocking an Oblivion Zero.
Sleeves off, of course.
Well,
Pop them, babe. Pop them.
Toward
Sun's out, guns out.
Sun's out, guns out.
Yeah. Torn by Tentacles, Left of Reason
Testicles, you
from
mean.
Broadhead, Wisconsin. I don't know what it is to get in that one, but everyone knows where Bada Brew is, so.
Crestwood?
Crest
Crest
Hill.
Hill?
Crest Hill.
Crest Hill. How do you spell that last one? PFFFT.
Besides that, actually, Greg just told me he's playing with Judas Priest or Judas Beast.
With or without chaps.
With.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Are you
He
seriously?
fills in for Judas Beast once in a while. So
I
he's,
love those guys.
Yeah, he's covering 2 shows for him. They're breaking up. He just told me.
Come on.
Yeah.
Filling in for him.
I don't know if you guys ever
2
seen
shows
Judas
next
Beast, but
month.
they're a killer, man.
And,
They're
I
really good.
saw
Yeah,
him once.
this is their last run. So
Which locations?
not sure on the 15th, but the 30th I'm going to be in Indianapolis with them.
Okay.
And yeah, go see them. Go see them because they're
Yeah,
coming
while
to
you
an
can.
end.
Might have
The
to
guy
road
can
trip.
do, man, he could do Bruce Dickinson killer. He's just a really talented dude.
Dane's amazing singer. So
Yeah.
check him out.
We have 2 tracks left tonight to play with Endgame.
Whoa.
So there's still a lot of listening to do with your ear holes.
twofer? I thought
a
it-
twofer.
We got one song left. And then, Morgan, thank you for the tag
Oh,
on Instagram.
I'm sorry. Yes, we have. I wanted to hold it back one more time, but
Well, yeah, we can do that
No.
again.
I just saw. We have Haunted left, correct?
Yes, that's correct. That's
Okay.
the last song.
And what is that song about? A ghost.
No, you guys laughed at me last time when I talked about it
And
being
we're gonna
about,
laugh about it.
about
Get
it
ready,
being
guys.
demons on
Get
the
ready.
inside, but it's about
What a vagina!
it's
You're a
about
big
standing
hole.
up for yourself. It's about not dealing with people. Not dealing with people's shit anymore. It's
Like
about
Greg?
like Greg shit.
Like
We're
my
tired of your
feelings to
shit, Greg.
Tired of your shit, Greg Master.
We're tired of that hat. We're tired of your shit. So, it's about standing up for yourself at this point.
I'm not taking any more of your shit, Greg.
We're tired of Tommy's farts too.
Nice timing.
And also, be sure to check out Act of Destruction and Of Wolves. They open the show and the unsigned band pick this week, all the way from Alberta, Canada. Nuclear Oath.
What town in Alberta?
Medicine Hat.
Medicine Hat.
Woot woot. All right, here we
Sounds
go.
like it could be like a drugstore.
Listen, there's a town in Canada.
called fuck.
Called dildo.
There is
Yeah,
dildo.
dildo.
I think it's
it-
called
Fuck
dildo
is
head.
fuck is overseas.
Dildo Island or something.
Dildo Island. Or
Yeah.
maybe dildo head or something.
But there's a sign you pass that says, "I'm now entering dildo" or some shit like that.
You're entering the dildo?
Now
That's
dildo
the other way
enters you.
around, right? Normally?
Now you're leaving the dildo.
Okay. It's I thought it was the other way around. That's going to get you casting couch stuff.
All right. Well, here is Haunted by Endgame. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week with Extinguish the Sun.
Peace.
Snap 'em if you got 'em. Go.
At times I feel like I'm haunted. You've been a thorn in my side. By time the spell has been lifted, I feel like burning your hide. At night my dreams are so twisted. I guess it's all in my mind. Insane but never conflicted. My eyes are opened up wide. Stand up, bow to no one. Rise up, decide for no one. Find out.